throw this long left hook. That's why he's winning the last couple rounds.
Artemiev's going to have to solve the problem of Olivera right now. Through the first 4 rounds, Artemiev still with a slight edge, but last couple of rounds have been very close.
And 26% there, and both fighters only landing 26% of their jabs. Artemiev needs a higher percent to do what he wants to accomplish in this fight. In the last couple rounds, that has gone way down for him.
Olivera proving a little bit more elusive, I think, than Artemiev might have anticipated.
And showing he's got a bit of a conditioning edge in the last couple rounds, at least. Moving a lot and really not being there for Artemiev.
A real card. An even fight. The first 2 to Artemiev, the last 2 to Olivera.
Artemiev had the jab going nicely in the first couple of rounds and abandoned it in rounds 3 and 4, and Olivera got into his game.
Olivera taunting Artemiev, and Artemiev responds. Olivera says, I'm all right. Starts to showboat a little bit. That'll only go so far.
And it didn't go very far at all here as some boos start to cascade down. Olivera wants to get the crowd into it and get Artemiev out of his own game plan.
Interesting that Artemiev was telling us this morning that some of his fights have been on Eurovision and have been shown in his native St. Petersburg, which was Leningrad when he left. So he said he walked down the street at home and all of a sudden people are recognizing him.
Boxing's worldwide impact. Looks like that defense of Olivera is bothering Artemiev as he tries to get his jab going. He's studying his jab now, trying to find a way to get it through instead of stepping and firing with it.
You got to give Olivera credit for not just being right in front of Artemiev.
Yeah, he's moved on angles and been pretty elusive. And Artemiev, who has lived on that jab in previous fights, is having a hard time getting it through. If he wants to open it up, he'll have to jab to the head and then go downstairs with a right hand.
Classic heads there.
And with the way Olivera's defense is, that's almost inevitable.
Coming to the end now of round 5. This is a very competitive round as both men trying to get an edge in a close fight. 6th round. Through the first 5 rounds, the numbers remain very close. It's been that same margin for the last 2-3 rounds.
And that's an average of 2 punches a round, landing different. A judging nightmare in the works.
Really is, yeah. We have a little feature on judges that we'll be showing you a little bit later in the show.
And I think those rhinoceros skins are kicking in right around now. Just for a sneak preview. Artemiev getting off the mark a little faster right now. Olivera's movement has been a little bit more straight back.
Olivera can't afford to get too cute with Artemiev either.
It seems like both fighters are throwing strategy to the winds in a way here. Throwing at their earliest convenience. Whenever they're in tight, they just let them both go. You see Artemiev's left hand held out like that. Olivera can't let him do that and then fire a shot. He's got to get in first.
Olivera a little bit more of a roundhouse puncher than Artemiev. Artemiev much more compact in his punching, straighter with his punches.
And Olivera has to go over the top and actually go around the jab of Artemiev, and you can see where that roundhouse would come in. Nice left hook by Artemiev.
Good right, too.
When he's at long range, he's effective.
End of round number 6. Artemiev taking control a little bit more in this round, and Olivera not doing what he did do well earlier. Artemiev saying, hurt this guy. Go out there and hurt this guy. Olivera, I would think, has to get back with what won him a couple of rounds in the middle of the fight.
He's got to start crowding and doing everything to disrupt the rhythm of Artemiev, whether it's the crowding, whether it's the moving, so he can set up his own right hands on the run and keep Artemiev from just blasting that jab in.
Olivera got there with the right hand a moment ago. Artemiev now, after having a little slow period in the middle of the fight, has won the last 2 rounds on your card.
Something very subtle happened with the hands of Olivera in rounds 5 and 6. He opened them up a little bit, probably to try to get his attack going, and he allowed more room for Artemiev's jab to get through. In rounds 3 and 4, those hands were tight by Olivera, and it confused Artemiev, who had nowhere to go with his jab.
That was a good right hand by Artemiev in close.
He's following instructions here. He senses the need from his corner to open it up and try to sit down more on his punches. And the reason why Artemiev can't get more of those shots, he still is, in a sense, a stand-up fighter. They haven't really converted him all the way to being somebody who crouches. He's not comfortable with it.
Even though Tommy Gallagher says he's a very coachable young man, really does listen and learn, but you're right, he still has a lot of that European style in him.
And you really can't undo years of one particular style. Gallagher's tried to add to it, but the style does hurt Artemiev in the power department.
Very backed Olivera out. Nothing was really big there, but they all count.
They all count, and it's actually a benefit there of the stand-up style we talked about, because he squared up and was able to come straight through. Now, Artemiev might be winning this round, but by fighting this way, he is giving away his best advantage in the reach department and the fact that he's a good jabber.
Chance to listen in on Tommy Gallagher's advice in the corner of Sergei Artemiev between the 7th and 8th rounds. Let's listen.
Let's go. Come on, baby. Give me some water. Let's go, Sergei. You got to throw some punches in there. Back with the left hook. Right hand. Back with the left hook.
Come on, baby. This is it.
Come on.
This is it. We need these last fucking rounds. Come on.
We got 3 rounds to go. We need these 3 rounds.
Come on.
We need these next 3 rounds. Let's go. Back with the left hook. Right hand. Back them up. All right, relax. Relax.
Beautiful.
And that's how you back a fighter up, according to plan. Artemiev did do that. Maybe Tommy Gallagher forgot that when he lashed at him a little bit.
Olivera, though, saying, nah.
He's yours.
Come on. 3 rounds. Don't worry about it. 3 rounds.
Come on.
9 minutes.
Meanwhile, in the corner of Ray Olivera.
Go back home and get them punches.
Round number 8, scheduled for 10.
And And when you look to what might decide this fight in the power punching department, Artemiev 107 to 67.
Here's the total punches. And there still is about that same difference between the two as there has been for the last several rounds.
I think that's why I always love that power punching stat, is really the story behind the story. Really something to separate the fighters.
There's blood from someplace, and we got to see where here. I don't know where that's coming from, but I see it on the chest of Olivera, and I'm not sure where it's coming from. Good uppercut. I don't see either man apparently cut, but there is definitely blood from someplace.
His lip.
That's
Olivera
what it
cut
is.
from the lip.
Right.
Artemiev loading up now with a lot of confidence here. He senses Olivera slowing down, and Olivera is slowing down a little bit. Artemiev can put more into his shots.
Nice combination from Artemiev. A reminder, still to come our main event, Jimmy D. Smith and Carl the Truth Williams, heavyweights, also going 10 rounds.
Olivera showing his head is still on the fight. Artemiev landed a nice 6-punch combination, and Olivera came back to a 6 of his own, about half got in. You can't let a combination like that go unanswered. Artemiev's really overpowering Olivera here.
Very good combinations, yes. Olivera might have been a little hurt by that.
And he's been slowing down here, too. He's laboring with the shots he's throwing to go over the top.
Movement not as good as it has been here.
It's been a grueling fight. He should be a little tired at this point.
Artemiev getting clearly the better of it once again. End of round 8.